This classic episode of the Electric Playground is brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support Electric Playground. Remember, this episode first aired in 2000. This week on Electric Playground, we take a look at Alice from Electronic Arts. We start scrapping and Ready to Rumble Round 2. We ride around in giant robots in MechWarrior 4. We take on Iron Mike in Mike Tyson Boxing. And Tommy and Vic bring the reviews back to school.
A psychedelic interactive interpretation of Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. It's called Alice and Drink Me. Cool. Drink Me. I wonder what this one does.
I need another bottle down here! How about another... Vic, Vic!
I am here with American McGee, and that is his real name.
That is my real name, yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
When people think of Alice, they're going to think of like the Disneyland Alice.
But what we're trying to get him to do is to get away from thinking the Disney version. This is anything but the kiddie version of Alice. This is kind of if Tim Burton got his hands on Alice, this is what would happen.
How do you hand animate like a cat? Do you like, would you study?
We have books that we use for reference. There are some good books by a man named Muybridge that show animals in motion, sequential photographs of various locomotion sequences.
What's your favorite animation in the entire game?
I kind of like the Boojum scream.
The who?
The Boojum scream.
That just pretty much came from your head, right?
I pulled this one out of my pants, actually.
Pulled it straight out of your pants.
Yeah. I usually start most of the concept stuff on paper first, and then I usually touch it up in the computer.
Okay.
I've gone on to actually doing like ambient skins and textures for the game now, because I finished all my concept work up early.
I'm noticing lots of sleeping gear here.
Yeah, this is...
A lot of late nights in the office.
Yeah, this is my new apartment.
This is your new apartment. The rent's cheap, and just remember, no diving.
Yes.
No diving off the desk.
And,
caution, because see, your head will have these. That's very bad. Now, how do you animate a chess piece?
Well, I mean, it's basically a human torso just with no legs. So you just zip kind of...
Boom! Did that scare you?
Hey!
Did that scare you?
It scared me very much.
Because this scares me.
I've always been a fan of Lewis Carroll, so I was happy. I wouldn't have come over here for free, but...
Right. Shh. You don't want to tell them that.
I got to do the first 2 levels.
Oh, the most important.
Yeah, actually, this is the very first time I've always had the last levels in every game I've worked on. Duke Nukem, Scourge of Armagon, the Atom Pack, Sin, Heavy Metal. For some reason, I always get the last levels. I think that's
probably because you're like, you design it hard, right?
Well, no, they want to stick me at the end, make sure that people enjoy the game.
Right. So why Alice in Wonderland?
I was just really frustrated with the game industry and the way we had been doing the same genre of game over and over, which is essentially like Aliens, the same game, Aliens versus Space Marines in space on a space station. I got tired of that. So I started looking around for different ideas, and this was kind of an epiphany. It hit me driving in the car. And Alice just kind of popped into my head, and it was like, I knew that had to be done. It offers such great characters and environments, and it was perfect.
Hey, I'm in the Cheatmobile here. Got a cool trick for you for Ready to Rumble Round 2 for PlayStation 2. To unlock Michael Jackson, all you gotta do is beat the arcade mode 2 times, for Shaquille O'Neal 5 times, Bill Clinton 9 times, and Hillary Clinton 10 times. We're still looking for Monica Lewinsky.
Coming up next, Michael Jackson shows us some steps in Ready to Rumble Round 2. I'm bad! You know it! Ow!
Good morning. Woof. Long night on the Pioneer too, eh? Getting 4 players together online and playing all night like that? You're living the dream. Oh, that looks good. Right back to it, huh?
Yeah, everybody said they'd be on by 500 beats. You had to be there is rarely defined while you're there. So immerse yourself in the games you love and play without regrets. And play forever. Wait up, dude. I'm just feeding my mag.
Hey! Up here! You know, thankfully there's a new MechWarrior game coming out. This time it's called MechWarrior 4. You're looking at me. You're looking at me.
I'm with Chris Cox. We're in Microsoft in Redmond, Washington. We're talking about MechWarrior 4. I imagine there's probably quite a few of you that have been desperately waiting for this game. How you doing, Chris?
Hey, nice to meet you, Vic.
Let's talk about this game now. This is a little bit different than what we saw with Activision and Microprose with the earlier MechWarriors, isn't it?
A bunch of things have changed. First of all, it's a whole new 3D engine built from the ground up. The environments are going to be populated with over 30,000 3D objects. It's going to be like a very living world. We built our own particle beam system so that the weapon effects and missile trails look absolutely lifelike. You're not going to be able to tell it's a computer screen you're looking at. You're going to think it's like a sci-fi movie that you're watching. The next thing is we've promoted you from a grunt, which you basically were in the first games, to a warrior prince. You play the role of Prince Ian Dressari, who's returning home from the clan wars, only to find that your father's been murdered and your rule has been usurped. So now you have to reclaim your planet. So we've given a bunch of features to you to make you be a leader. You get to choose your teammates based on their unique skills. You get to develop your teammates' skills over time based on which missions you bring them on and which mechs you equip them with. You're going to be able to equip your teams with whatever mechs you have at your disposal. And you're going to be able to choose the time of day of your attacks.
So tell me what the mechs look like in the game.
A mech in the future is the fiercest weapon of mass destruction that you can possibly think that humans ever created. They're 40 feet tall, they're 80 tons. They run around at 90 miles per hour. They have these huge rockets on the back of them that they can jump like stories into the air. They are equipped with huge amounts of weapons. Probably the feature mech that we have would be the Uziel. There's 7 new mechs in the game, but I think the Uziel is the coolest because it really kind of captures what MechWarrior 4 is going to be all about. It's going to be about quick, fast-paced mech battling. You're really going to feel like these mechs can move 90 miles per hour.
MechWarrior's got a huge backstory. What did you guys do in this game to convey that?
MechWarrior really is a cinematic experience. We're spending a lot of money developing all the movies and developing the storyline for the experience. You're going to be Ian Dressari both in the game and outside of the game. In addition, when you're in the game, you're going to hear constant radio chatter, and you're going to be the center of attention because you're the leader of your force. So you're going to get constant situational updates. You're going to hear constant chatter from your friends and MechWarriors, from your advisors in your dropship over the planet or back in your home base. You're really going to feel like the center of attention and that you're fighting in a living, breathing battle environment.
Visit our website at www.electplay.com.
Afro Thunder is back and ready to rumble, round 2. You know what that means. It's time to dance! It's time to dance! Yay! Woo! I am here with the Ready to Rumble team.
We're going to have approximately 8 new characters, 11 of them returning, and we're going to have 2 secret hidden celebrity boxers, but they're not really a secret anymore.
They are not. I understand one of them is
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
You know that Michael Jackson got? I got news for him. Somebody better call the doctor.
Is his name going to be Michael Jackson in the game?
Yes, it is. And he's addressed as the king of pop.
Now, is he going to do voiceovers also for the game?
Yes, she did some voice recordings and did some motion capture sessions with us.
And motion capture, did he do some dance moves?
Oh, yeah.
We got a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4.
And then you go to that?
Right.
Okay. Michael Jackson is one hidden character. Who's the other one? Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq may be tall, but Shaq is definitely gonna fall.
Okay, so tell me what's new.
We've got new specular highlighting on the characters, so the characters look much better than they did before. We've got improved jiggling code.
We're gonna add a couple new rumble modes, rumble flurries. So there's gonna be 3 levels altogether. And on top of that, each character's gonna have a new set of combos, new sets of specials, all new sets of taunts, new intros, new victories. So more animation.
And lots more Michael Buffer commentary.
Yes.
So there you go, Ready to Rumble, round 2, PlayStation 2, Dreamcast 1, and that's it, Ready to Rumble.
Hey, it's time for the Tekken Tag Tournament Move of the Week! Ha ha ha! This week, it's Julia, all by herself, because that's all she needs. This is the move she's doing today. It's a hop kick, then a crouching left jab, then a spinning sweep combo, and a mountain crusher. Look at her go. All right, here's the moves. A forward plus right kick, down, left punch, while in a crouch position, down forward, right kick, down forward, right kick, right punch, back, forward, and then she whips out a left punch, and they're down! She is bad!
After the break, some words of wisdom from a band called GOB.
Hey, what's your favorite video game of all time? No way, that's mine too! Celebrate video games along with myself and Victor Lucas every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on youtube.com/EPNTV. Brought to you in part proudly by PNP Games. Play forever!
Hey, I'm with Theo and Craig. These are the guys from GOB. How did you guys come up with the name GOB?
We were bowling at this bowling alley, and I happened to stick my fingers in a ball that happened to have a whole bunch of spit in it.
Oh.
Isn't that gross?
Oh, man.
Who would do such a thing?
What do you guys think of the games like Tony Hawk and SSX and all these extreme sports?
They're very addictive. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we were on the Matthew Good Moist tour last year, last December, and he was on it so much. I was next to the line. I'd just be waiting until he got tired so I can play.
Right. Never
he knew all the tricks. He got all the bonus level things, open up new parks. And
it's the only game I'm good at.
I really like playing on the PC, Rainbow Six.
So do you actually get online and play with other people?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah?
I get my ass whooped most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm better than Craig though.
Oh, really?
Craig sits in one place and spins around and fires at the wall. So it'd be kind of cool maybe to make a game with, like the hockey where you can maybe put your face on the hockey players. Like we can make them abnormally large or something. But you know what, for Tom, since he's not here, I could speak for him, he'd probably like to have our song in a Pokemon game because he played Pokemon, I don't even know.
Are you kidding me? I wonder if Nintendo would be happy to hear that GOB plays Pokemon. What do you think? Is that a ringing endorsement for them?
Tom plays Pokemon.
Okay.
Gotta catch him, that's what it says. So,
what song should everybody be checking out right now?
I guess I Hear You Calling.
Visit our website at www.electplay.com.
Recently, Codemasters sent me to Las Vegas, Nevada to learn how to be a boxer. It's for their new game, Mike Tyson's Boxing. Oh. I'm here with David from Codemasters, and we are talking about Mike Tyson Boxing. What differentiates this boxing game from the other ones that are on the market?
This boxing game's kind of a mix that gets everything, whereas the others, they either go very arcade or they go very, very simulated. This game really gets in there in between, and it's a lot of fun to play.
Come on, Tommy, boy, you got a lot of energy. You got that big fight coming up this weekend.
Oh, did you see that? I am so quick! Now, besides Mike Tyson, are there any other boxers in there, real boxers? Are they made up?
Mike is the only real boxer in there. The rest of the boxers is another sort of 16 unique boxers that have different personalities and different looks and different kind of histories of their own, that kind of thing. So that's a little bit more in the kind of the arcade vibe.
Popeye style!
There's like 3 different modes in the game. There's a V's mode, where you can just play your friends, or you can play against a computer opponent, and it keeps a score. Basically, it's a round robin system. The second mode is called Showcase, and in Showcase mode, the idea is you fight your way through all the kind of boxers in the game, and when you get to beating the champion, as it were, you unlock another boxer. One of the most interesting modes in the game is World Mode, and the idea of World Mode is that basically you start off as just kind of like basic scrawny boxer or whatever, and you can build yourself up, and over a period of time you get doing various training and fighting different bouts and earning more money and such like. You can get to the top and become a world champion.
So how exactly did you get this on?
No, Tommy, it goes on your head, not on your, it's not a cup.
It goes on my head.
Backwards, no.
Is it backwards?
You earn a sort of a power-up bonus when you do a number of defensive moves, and you build up a meter there, and you can get like a big super punch out of that.
Is there a lot of blood in this game, I hope?
Yeah, there's some of that going on.
Right.
If you hit, there's another thing. If you hit them in the sweet spot, which is kind of like the best part.
Like his face.
If you hit the sweet spot, you're going to get some kind of effects there, and you're going to do more damage.
Well, thanks a lot, and I can't wait to play it.
Okay, no worries.
Mike Tyson, boxing. So I'm talking about Chicken Run on the Game Boy Color. Now, so it's kind of like Lemmings, right? But you're this chicken. How many people out there actually want to be a chicken? I'll tell you how many. None! Nobody wants to be a chicken. You gotta go around and you have to lead a couple of your other chickens out of the pen place. Why is this fun? I don't know. So you put down piles of feed and they follow you out the door. These are the guys who created Wallace and Gromit. And they did the Chicken Run movie, right? Now I love Wallace and Gromit. Why didn't they just do a Wallace and Gromit movie? Chicken Run, the movie sucked, the game sucks. I give it a 3. Chicken Run.
Coming up next, Tommy and I go fishing for some good games in Reviews on the Run.
Oh hey, Lee from PvP Games here. I've been checking Nintendo.com every day for Game Boy Advance updates. The website's looking sick, by the way. Few things excite like the hype of a new video game console release, but if there's one thing that comes close, it's rediscovering a favorite video game years later. That's why Past and Present Games is your source for everything video games. Surf the web on over to pvpgamesonline.com, browse our selection of games, accessories, and more, and if you're able, please make a purchase. Have a great week and play forever.
Reviews on the Run is brought to you by Microplay, where the games begin.
World is not enough?
Yeah, what'd you think of The World is Not Enough for the N64 from EA?
Here's a game that had to live up to the GoldenEye hype on the N64.
Yes, it did.
And I'll tell you what, it's done it.
Yeah, this game's insane. They really got a great Bond vibe throughout the whole experience. The multiplayer is fantastic. That's what really knocked me on my butt. I couldn't believe how cool the multiplayer mode was. The frame rate is solid all the way through, no matter if you're playing with 2 or 4 players, and the different weapon choices are fantastic.
The attention to detail
Yes.
in this game is better than even GoldenEye. It's not just going around shooting stuff. It's some of it's sneaking around, some of it's intelligent.
They also have cool things like you'll hop on a pair of skis and you have to go shooting down a mountain slope. Really
You're in a
slick game.
subway and you have to get across the actual subway track, so you have to time your jump because the subway train's coming.
You can have an incredible game just with one other person with snipers and just going back and forth between pillars, taking pot shots at each other. I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10. How about you?
9.7.
9.7? All right, let's talk about Ridge Racer 5 for PlayStation 2.
A lot of people are knocking the graphics. I liked the graphics. I thought they were pretty slick. Here's the deal. We've known and loved this license for 5, 6, 10, 20 years now. I don't know, however it's been.
55 years.
It's been a while. With all the great games coming out, the games like Smuggler's Run and Driver, where there's so much more to do than just running a race, I'm starting to get a little bored with the Ridge Racer series.
There are some severe aliasing problems in this game. You can see jagged edges on the buildings and on some of the cars. It also looks like they used a lot of the same art elements that they've used in previous Ridge Racer games and just sort of beefed them up a bit. It's not the next step up revolutionary-wise that you want out of a PlayStation 2 title. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I liked it, wasn't blown away by it.
Right, I give it an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. What'd you think of Sega's Marine Fishing for Dreamcast?
Now here's a game I love. I'll tell you why. Forget bass and rainbow trout.
Yeah.
I want to see like sharks, manta rays,
and in this
marlins,
game you get to see sharks and manta rays.
This is what this game brings. You can actually catch a shark.
And I caught a shark.
Sailfish,
10
marlins.
minutes into the game, I caught the biggest fish you can get.
Great.
Caught it, and I went, okay, that was really, all you do in this stupid game is wiggle the controller and tap the R button.
Just because you don't like fishing,
I like
doesn't
fishing.
mean if this was Mario
I also
fishing,
enjoy sleeping. I'm waiting for the next sleeping video game that comes out.
No.
It's going to cost you $40-50 to pick up the disc for your Dreamcast. There's fishing mini games in The Legend of Zelda for the Game Boy.
Here we go.
There's fishing mini games.
If it was Zelda fishing, it'd be a 10.
What I'm saying is that there's not enough of a game here to warrant anybody's real attention to it.
It's a great rental.
Nah.
It's something that you're going to rent for a night or 2
great
nights,
rental.
get a lot of enjoyment out of, and never play again.
Actually, why isn't Echo in this game?
Yeah, catch Echo the dolphin. See, that'd be bad. You don't want to catch a dolphin.
In a net.
No, I give it a 7.8. It's a great game for about an hour.
I'm giving it 5 charity points out of 10. I would totally avoid this game. Okay, let's go from fishing to fighting. Let's talk about Ready to Rumble Round 2 for the PlayStation 2.
Okay, this is kind of like the Blitz of boxing games. If you like Blitz as for football, then you're gonna like Ready to Rumble for boxing.
The coolest thing about Ready to Rumble Round 2 is the character design. The model characters are hilarious. You've got Afro Thunder, of course, but then you can find
big, giant, fat mamas.
Oh yeah, Mama Tua's
fat.
Oh, just insane.
And then
there's Shaquille O'Neal and Michael Jackson. A new thing that's added to the game this year is the 3-layered rumble meter. So you keep punching and you light up rumble, you keep punching, it lights up again.
And you go psycho.
And then the third time, you're a maniac, and when you press those rumble keys, you can actually knock them right out of the ring, and they're doing flips in the air, and they'll fall out right outside the ring.
There's all these like sub-games which are really fun. Aerobics, and they have rope skipping, and they're actually pretty fun games.
All these mini games.
If you love games like Punch-Out from yesteryear, you're gonna love this. I give it an 8.7.
Wow, you really liked it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot because it's fun and it's easy and it's entertaining.
Well, I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. It's definitely a rental at the very least, but shop at your own discretion there. All right, let's talk about Escape from Monkey Island, a new adventure game from LucasArts for the PC. If
you're the type of person who doesn't like to sit around and wait for the story to unfold and doesn't like cinematics, sitting through them, then I'd probably not recommend this.
Yeah.
But the story is good and it's funny and the characters are likable.
Yeah,
that little monkey's hilarious.
If you open up to it and start watching this thing and listening to it and reading it, the thing that really knocked me off my socks was when you go into a bar and you talk to these guys that are throwing darts and you start challenging them to throw darts in every direction, and then you challenge them to throw them at the computer screen, and they do, and they throw it at the computer screen, and there's a big shattered screen that stays there for the rest of the game. Every time you go back, it's like that.
My favorite part was the music.
Oh,
the music in this game is so awesome and so well done. The LucasArts guys have always delivered great stuff. This is no exception. The music is interactive, it's incredible. Buy it just to hear the awesome music.
Definitely buy it. What would you give it?
I give it a 9.2. I love this game.
I gave it a 9 out of 10. Escape from Monkey Island is a very, very cool game. Let's talk about my least favorite game of the week, World Destruction League from 3DO for PlayStation.
Here's a game that combines wrestling and tanks, which, why would you want to do that?
Well, wrestling is really popular, and tanks are very popular video games.
If you're going to come up with a stupid idea like wrestling and tanks,
that's a good idea. And actually, I like
it was a stupid idea, but they pulled it off well. The presentation.
I like the intro. I like the CG stuff. It's the minute you get into the game and you go, man, this is so tired.
The thing is so weak. The tank moved very weird, very strange.
I don't know what went wrong here. For example, when the game starts off, when the match starts off, you're actually invisible and you can drive around. There's no tank on the screen, and then all of a sudden it pops into frame, and then you can move around, and then maybe sometimes it disappears for a second and you're invisible for a second.
It's nothing great, but I give it a 6.
You're too generous.
I give it a
3.5
6.
out of 10. Avoid it like the plague. I like 3DO, but they got to make better games than that.
All right.
All right, let's go. Let's get out of here.
venting?
Yeah, no more. I need
All
I need a lemonade or something.
I still like that fishing game now that he's gone. You should get it.
You can find all the games featured in Reviews on the Run and hundreds more at all Microplay locations across North America and at microplay.com.
Hey, all you crime fighters out there, make sure you tune in next week and every week for the amazing Electric Playground. I'm out of here!
Production assistance for Electric Playground is provided by Namco, creators of Tekken Tag Tournament for PlayStation 2. Activision, creators of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 and Spider-Man. Dreamcast, creators of NFL 2K1 and Jet Grind Radio.
If you're gonna have a name, it's always important to consult the ladies. I'm just trying to think of my name, because every good boxer has a cool name, right? So I'm thinking like the Italian Stallion, the King of Sting, the Master of Disaster. Tommy something Tallarico.
Give me that!
This classic episode of the Electric Playground was brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support the Electric Playground. Thanks for watching, and play forever.